Good morning. This is Crossing the Threshold. I'm your host, Garrett Hamlin. We have a very exciting day today. Joining me in the studio is Kris Venhouse. Good morning, Kris.
Good morning, Garrett.
So I'm going to let you run with this. Tell us why you're here. What's going on that is so exciting in the Prescott area?
Sure. Well, initially my husband moved up here from Southern California to retire in 2019. God had other plans. You're not going to sit around and do nothing. So we decided to build a house. In that process, we came across Amish home decor in Prescott Valley, looking for some furniture. And that connection, that little store has been phenomenal for us. We, just a year after purchasing the furniture, ended up purchasing the store.
Wow.
Not retirement. The store really has provided an incredible way to be involved in the community, to give back. And while initially the store was going to be a part of our retirement plan, again, not retiring anytime soon, the proceeds now go to support Heartland Ranch, the little bit that it can. Of course, it's a big project, needing lots of funds. So we do just support it in small ways. So a couple of years ago, I believe it was 23, we went to a conference where we were really enlightened and shocked at some disturbing facts about human trafficking. It's a $150 billion a year industry. 27 million people a year are trafficked.
27 million people a year are trafficked.
Yes, and only 1% are rescued. And the U.S. is the #1 consumer of commercial sex. Now, human trafficking entails both sex and labor. Sex trafficking is becoming more profitable than the illegal guns and illegal drugs. So it's a really, really awful thing. We went to the Sound of Freedom, and that just kind of rocked our world. Jim Caviezel said a couple things in that movie, both unscripted. He said, you can sell a bag of drugs once, but you can sell a kid 5 to 10 times a day for 10 years.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And remind us, Jim Caviezel?
Jim Caviezel, he played Jesus in The Passion, was the Count of Monte Cristo many years ago. And of course, he played Tim Ballard in Sound of Freedom. Right. Amazing, amazing man. We had an opportunity to meet with him. He was actually at our first fundraiser, our keynote speaker in November of 2024. That was fantastic. It was an amazing event, and we were able to raise some funds for it. So just backtracking, after seeing The Sound of Freedom and hearing some of these statistics, we were like, oh, we've got to do something. Mm-hmm. But we had never done anything like this. And how on earth we're a couple of misfits, how could we even consider doing something in such a huge problem?
You say huge problem. I want to put that in perspective. Mm-hmm. So I looked into this. You said $150 billion per year industry. That's worldwide. Yes. And then you said something that shocked me, that the United States is the largest consumer of this.
Yes.
So I want to talk about ice cream for just a second.
Okay.
If you or I wanted an ice cream right now, how far would we have to look to find an ice cream? There's probably some in the freezer.
Several
could be some next door.
Yeah, even go right downtown, and
right
there's
down
several
the street.
Stores that have ice
even
cream.
in little old Prescott.
Even in little old Prescott.
A $40 billion industry in the United States of ice cream is everywhere. Mm-hmm. And you were saying that this human trafficking is $150 billion
yes.
worldwide, but
yes.
the U.S. is the greatest consumer,
yes.
largest consumer.
And of the 27 million, 25% are under the age of 18.
Wow.
With the average age being age 12 to 14.
A quarter
average
under 18,
age.
and then you said only 1%
are rescued.
Are rescued.
And the second problem is, in that rescue, now where do they go? Most of these kids get dumped back into the system. And 60 to 70% of children coming through or coming out of the foster system are trafficked. Wow. Right in the system. So the rescue is great, But now what happens to them? They need a place to go that's safe. And that's where Heartland Ranch comes in.
That is a huge, where do we begin? It's a huge project. That's a huge spiritual project because you're rescuing children.
It's a spiritual battle too.
And it's a spiritual battle.
Yes, yes.
So tell us more.
Well, so after hearing these statistics, we need to do something. We don't know how to do this, so we're smart enough to know, let's find people that do. We just started talking to many, many, many people in the industry, got some advice, just do this. Don't try and get this all figured out. You just got to do it. You'll learn as you go, and we certainly have. This started about 2 years ago when the Lord put it on our heart. Like I said, didn't really know what we were doing. The plan has morphed and changed and grown and evolved, and we just jumped right in. We pulled together a board, found a 501c3, brought a bunch of volunteers together, started working on a fundraiser, which, as I said, was November 2024. It was phenomenal. We sold out. We net over $200,000, which is sometimes unheard of in this area. And people are still talking about it. It was fantastic. So we walked into 2025 with about $300,000 in the bank. The goal was to find 50 to 100 acres to start building on. With 300,000, that's almost impossible. We looked all over at several different properties and came across one particular property. And within minutes of sharing this with some individuals in the area, they offered to write the check for $2 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a couple themes already develop. Early, clearly you were all in.
Yes.
And now almost impossible. The rest of that sentence is, but God.
That's right.
Tell us, keep going.
Just one miracle after another. I say often that this has not been easy. Of course, it is a battle of dark and light, but there has been an ease to it. God just bringing the right people, opening the right doors, closing the right doors, just walking us forward. We definitely feel like he is behind us, around us, all around, just guiding and directing. And that little store that we own has brought so many connections, so many people from the area connecting with us, and it's given us a little bit of credibility. Instead of standing up there on the stage at that first fundraiser as a couple of Southern California people, we actually have some skin in the game. We're in this community. We love this community. We give back. We want to be a part of it. We have a small business. So I think that was huge, and God knew that. We thought we were retiring, and it was going to give us some funds in the bank, but he had other plans, and the miracles just keep happening. Just keep happening. So we closed escrow on the property in June of 2025. It was a mess. Just under 200 acres. Remind you that we were looking for 50 to 100. This is God, right? It had been abandoned for 10 years. It was an old horse ranch, and it was basically a junkyard. It was a mess. So we just got to cleaning it up. It's a beautiful property. We currently have on it 3 barns, one of which is a horse arena, 36,000 square foot horse arena.
Wow.
Which will be part of our therapy. Equine therapy is huge. Another barn, which will be used for small animals that the kids will be a part of taking care of. One of our plans in therapy is that these kids are outside, they're participating, they're stewarding what they've been given. We'll grow some of our own food, we'll have some of these smaller animals, and they can be outside helping take care of them, understanding that they're valuable and they bring value to the world. And today they're saying that kids are outside 7 to 13 minutes a day and on their devices 7 hours a day.
There's your problem.
There is our problem, and it's not going away. You imagine these little ones that are on their phones and devices. What happens to them when they're adults and they're supposed to be leading this country?
No attention span.
No.
No learning, no integrating thoughts
Relationship. Together. How do you, they're talking about these kids having relationships with AI. having boyfriends and girlfriends on AI. It's really, really scary. So we know we have to change the trajectory of these kids. And the property itself will have 10 homes on it. When we're built out completely, we have a five-year phasing plan. It's about a $25 million project. Each home will have house parents in it. So it's stable, it's a family environment. Anywhere from 3 to 8 kids in each home, depending upon the need, the age, the gender, etc. We'll also have a micro school on the property, a healing center, auditorium, administrative offices, dining and rec hall, chapel, everything will be right there. So they don't have to leave this safe haven.
What age range are you looking at?
Ages 4 to 12. So it is happening that young.
How do you rescue these kids out of their situations?
Well, there's a lot of organizations. Since this has come to light over the past 10 years, there's a lot of organizations that are doing rescues, both locally in the United States and across the world. So there's not going to be a need to find them. They will come to us.
And so these kids some are being rescued out of what they've been trapped into. Where are they going now?
Most of them are going back into the system, the foster system, which is very, very broken, like I mentioned. Yeah.
So you are providing an alternative to that.
There are some organizations that have what they call safe houses. Those are very, very temporary. That's a 30, 60 day at the max holding place for these kids. So we have to get them to a place where they're stabilized, they're feeling that they can trust again, they can become a part of, and this will be their forever home until someone adopts them, until I adopt them. I don't know. Not retiring anytime soon.
Clearly.
Yes. So a lot of our therapy will be very alternative, for lack of a better word. You can't sit down with these kids and in a counselor's office and say, tell me about what you went through. Because as they repeat that story, they're just re-traumatizing themselves.
Sure.
But we know there's a lot of modalities out there that are very natural and non-invasive, that resets their nervous system, their processing of the mind and different things is very natural, just through playing games and this type of thing. So, and bottom line is, our tagline is hope for little hearts. And we know the only hope is Jesus. So they are going to be surrounded with Jesus's love. That's the bottom line. And we know he can heal and save.
Amen. Hope for little hearts. And you're combining the right approach with therapy modalities, but Christ at the center of all of this.
Absolutely.
And just hard work, get up and work the farm almost. Just old school folks would say that'll do you a lot of good right there.
Right.
But they are coming out from a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So they need to be handled expertly.
Gently, and expertly, yes, all of that. Yes.
That is amazing. So I see God behind all this, but I see you doing the legwork. How do you rest? How do you take care of yourself? You are so driven.
I don't know. I take a hot bath every night.
There you go.
That is my 20 to 30 minutes of me time. We do, it's true. You really do have to, when you're doing something like this, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, really make an effort. And my husband and I, we try to set aside time for ourselves. Specifically on Sundays, we're like, there's no work on Sunday. We're going to play, we're going to have fun, we're going to go to church. We might spend time with friends, but mostly it's about us spending time together, rejuvenating, napping. I love a nap. One thing to go back to on the, we haven't touched it, but you said something that made me think. Our funding will not come from the government. Partly because, when we say hope for little hearts, and that's about Jesus, the government is very, very specific about what you can and cannot do. And yes, there needs to be restrictions, but they lean, as we know, a little to the liberal side. So our funding specifically will be grants and scholarships, and we have someone that's working on that, as well as private donors. So, and then we have a fundraiser coming up.
Yes.
Oh, what a good segue.
Good segue. And then we'll come back to other perhaps spiritual battles, because you're doing some amazing work for God. We know there's a whole other side against that. But fundraising.
Yes. Well, we are having our second annual fundraiser on May 16th, and it will actually be on the property. So we don't have kids yet, so it can be there on the property. Our first one was at the Prescott Resort, and we laugh about the fact that you could just walk out of the room, down the hallway to the restroom, the kitchen's behind this wall, et cetera, and we're having to bring everything in.
Wow.
It is a huge task, but we have 45 volunteers, and when I say volunteers, they didn't just walk up and say, I want to help. They've gone through a 5-step process over several months, and they're committed, and they're amazing people. Lots of work, lots of teams, lots of leading, bringing everything in from toilets to water to you name it. So it's a big task, a big lift. Our keynote speaker will be Tim Ballard. Yes. He was the subject of Sound of Freedom, the gentleman that Jim Caviezel played. He's had just over the years, many thousands of rescues, and we're super excited to have him. He's excited to see the ranch and be a part of it, and we'll have silent auction, property tours, all kinds of fun stuff. It's kind of a denim and diamonds theme, so country, come out in the dirt on the ranch and
okay.
Enjoy it.
I'm excited to see it too. We'll mention again at the end of the program, but how can somebody get involved from a donor perspective?
Sure. Absolutely call me, 928-910-9400. Our website as well, heartlandranchaz.org. There's an option there to get in touch with us. So we're looking to get the community involved, especially in building these homes. Steve Blair of Blind Brothers called in at a radio interview not that long ago and said, I'm going to give you all the blinds.
Wow.
Yeah. Huge. We're looking for contractors, subcontractors, tradesmen to say, I'll take care of all the painting in one home, or I'll take care of all the flooring in another home, and get this thing built. It's a community project. It's a community problem. It's a community project. And what more important to invest your time, energy, funds into than children? Truly. I love the arts. I love music. I love animals. Children are our future. People are the only thing we can take with us. And it was at the heart of Jesus, his children. And we all need to be doing something to be a part of saving children, whether it's Heartland Ranch or another organization, it doesn't matter. My husband and I have this conversation often. This is the most important thing we can do.
Yes.
Is help kids.
And it's not a competition. It's just a great place to plug in.
Absolutely.
Because you're right here locally. So I know you just moved some hearts. You stirred some hearts right there. So I want you to repeat your phone number.
928-910-9400.
Okay. With all of this positive, constructive, Christ-centered work going on, are you running into opposition?
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. We never imagined, because we were 200% in. We never imagined that there would be opposition against helping kids. And I don't know that people really understand that that's what they're opposing. People operate out of fear.
Yes.
What are you taking from me? What's going to happen to my life if you build this in my backyard, quote unquote? There's some neighbors in the area, and mind you, we're on 200 acres. 6 of the 8 sides are next to national forest. So our neighbors are pretty few and far between, but they're not happy with it. And they're scared. It's fear. They don't understand the need, what's happening. These little ones are victims. They're not juvenile delinquents. There's people in our own industry that have come against us for various reasons. And God can use anybody. It's like Satan can use anybody. And the more we come up against opposition, the more we realize we are doing the right thing. Truly. It is a battle of light and dark.
Yes.
Truly.
that's how you can count it as joy when you hit this opposition.
Absolutely. Yep.
But still, and some of it, community fear, is probably just education. That's why we're getting the word out today.
Right.
Where can people go to find out more about Heartland Ranch itself? What this is all about, besides what you've said?
Yep. The website is the main place. Okay. It has our statement of faith. It has our story, other opportunities to get involved, and things we need specifically, heartlandranchaz.org. We are also putting on a conference. It's our second annual Trafficking Conference. Next Saturday, April 11th, at the Prescott Resort. It's going to be just a phenomenal time of learning. What is trafficking? How is it happening here? How are kids being groomed into trafficking? It's not the white van driving by the park grabbing the kid anymore. It's not. These groomers take many, many months and even years to groom children on social media. We'll be talking about these children, what happens to them mentally, emotionally, the trauma they experience when they go through different things like this, not just trafficking, but any kind of abuse, and also what's happening in legislation. So it's going to be a really great event. Also, you can go to our website and sign up for that. It's Yavapai Community Human Trafficking Conference on April 11th at the Prescott Resort. It's $65, includes lunch. This is not a fundraiser. It's a break even. So we do still have some spots left open for that.
That would be, wow, such an enriching, exciting place to be, to find out more. What else would you like to talk about?
Oh boy. Go ahead.
I was going to say locally, Prescott. So the first thing I hear, human trafficking, well, that's a big city problem. We're not involved in that.
Right. That's what I thought too. Years ago, I remember when we lived in Southern California, a friend of mine was moving to San Diego, and she got involved with an organization, and there's this trafficking going on. I said, well, of course, it's, Mexico border. You're right there, Tijuana. There's all kinds of bad stuff, not even really understanding what trafficking was. But it does happen here. It happens here more than people are aware. Thankfully, we have amazing law enforcement that are, really adamant about we're going to do everything we can to protect our area, but it does happen here. And like I said, it's worse than you can imagine. I know several years ago there was a bust. I think there was 6 men aging from age 18 to 67. I might have a few facts skewed here a little bit, but you get the idea. Their victims ranged from age 6 to 17.
That is unimaginable.
It really, it's like, I'm very task driven. I have to be. I have things I have to get done. But when we stop and we talk and we look at it, if I thought too much about it, I'd never get anything done, truly. It's such a hard reality. Such a hard reality, and I will never stop feeling it. I know that. Yeah.
And you've reached this passion in such a short time. This was not even on your radar when you came here.
No. I mean, what do you want to do when you grow up? Okay, I'm age 60. This is what we're going to do, I guess. God knew. And when we look at our history, my husband and my history, our upbringings, even our life apart as adults and then together, we're just misfits. We're messy, messy people. We're nothing special. We're still in awe. Like, how did we get chosen for this honor? I don't know. I don't understand. We're just going, and it just shows God can use anybody. And truly, when we realized we wanted to do something to save kids, we also realized we're also providing a space for other people to help kids. Maybe not everybody can open up a ranch or direct this process, but everybody can be a part. Here's a place. You can be a part, whether it's financially, volunteering, whatever it is. And then we realize that we're also bringing a space, we're bringing healing to an area. Our community It's providing healing and an opportunity for people to get involved. Not to mention what it's done for my husband and I, personally and as a couple. There's something about giving back. And I would just say that if you're struggling, whether it's financially, emotionally, spiritually, look out and see, what is it? How can I give? What can I contribute? And when you start doing that, I'm telling you, things change. We were not in a good place. We were not a couple years ago. And God has just used this to take the focus off of ourselves.
I know why God gave you this. It's because he knew with your faith, you would honor him and do what it takes to get it done. But there are a lot of Prescottonians like that too. We would hear this situation and go, wow, I wish I could help. Well, you can. And like you said, if you can't open up your own house and take care of somebody, basically, Prescott, your neighbor is doing this. If you're moved, if this touches your heart, you can step right in and have a piece of helping someone else. And we know, we've heard before, if you want to help yourself, help someone else. What an opportunity just for our local folks.
Absolutely. You know, like I said, we moved here to retire. And there's nothing like sitting on the back porch, looking at the sunset, right? Having a conversation, just enjoying and resting. But at the end of the day, at the end of my life, I want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. And if everything I've been through in my life doesn't count for something other than sitting on the back porch, what's the point, right? Like, how can I use what I've been through to help other people, to give back? I didn't know. I had no idea that that's what was happening in me, that's what God was going to use. You know, you're going through something and you think, Lord, why me? Why am I going through this? Why that? Or whatever. And he knows. He's just weaving those pieces together.
Yes.
In the midst of it. And it's still, this is a huge faith journey. We've got to raise $25 million. Our first phase we're trying to fund, which is $5 million. We want to open 2 children's homes. The director of security needs to be on the property, our chapel and our healing center. So that is the goal for our fundraiser on May 16th, is to raise $5 million. It's a big ask.
All right, Prescott, I'm talking to you. Your heart's been moved. You can get involved. Take the first step and learn more. You're interested because you've heard a little bit about it. Maybe you've heard the advertisements on the radio. Boy, if this isn't tugging at your heart. So go to the website, heartlandranchaz.org. And Kris, if you'd give your phone number again, please.
928-910-9400.
Reach out to Kris and just test the waters. Just see. And boy, and the opportunity to go be at the ranch and see what you're doing out there. See the land, pray over the land, walk the land that God is using.
And I will just say that we have had so many people locally get involved, and just a few, besides you guys, Arizona Hope, just the support you've given us has been phenomenal. Zebrascapes, another one that has just stepped up to the plate. We all know who they are. They're fantastic people. So many organizations. Rocks Media has come alongside. I could go on and on and on.
Go ahead.
With individuals. Okay, More Party Rentals, Blind Brothers. I will probably miss some. Pack Daddy. Just so many individuals that and businesses, which is really what we need. Decor Construction is our general contractor, and they have been phenomenal. I didn't bring a list, so.
Sorry, I put you on the spot there. I want to give a shout out to Amish Home Furnishings. Is that the full name?
Amish Home Decor.
Amish Home Decor. You probably know it if you're local, right on Highway 69 at Glassford Hill.
Correct.
Wonderful, wonderful store there. We appreciate, before we knew any of this going on, I knew your store and appreciate you for that.
I will say one thing about that. I was just recently back at the Woodworkers show, the Amish Furniture Store show in Indiana.
Oh.
And they have kept abreast of what we're doing and have said, when you're ready to build those houses, we're bringing a bus out and we're going to do it for you.
Oh, have the Amish come raise the barn.
I know, right?
I love it.
2 weeks will be built.
Kris, you are doing God's work. Thank you for sharing with us what you're doing. the opportunity for everybody to get involved in one way or another, whatever fits their heart. And thank you, and welcome to town.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And God bless you.
Thank you.